All right. Wanted to share this with you because this has been on my mind for years. One of the most profound things that I've ever heard as a chiropractor that struck me is one of those gut punch things that I heard a long time ago, 10, 15 years ago. Been in practice for 18 years, and it just really hit me in a way that I felt like I needed to do more. And I appreciate and embrace the times where I feel like I need to step up my game. One of my favorite quotes is the B.J. Palmer quote that says, "Being good is never enough when you dream of being great." And so I've always lived my life knowing that there was something bigger, something better for me, some big way that I needed to step up and serve. And this lesson here is also one of those things. And it's just this one word that changed everything for me in my marketing philosophy as well. And I think that it's going to resonate with you and how I feel like what I've put together is different. I don't try to be polarizing for the sake of being polarizing. I try to be polarizing for the sake of having a different belief or a different stance. And this is going to make a lot of things make sense as you get to know me, is that there are certain words, like one word or two words or a phrase that can really just resonate with you and get you to do some things. And I know that you know that. And some of those types of those words or phrases, if you can use them in your life to move the needle, to move you to do the things that you need to do to up your game and to serve more people, that's one of them. So this is one for me, and it always has been. It's one of those that I just haven't let go of for over probably a decade and a half. And it's a simple word, and it's the Latin word docere. And from what I understand, and I looked this up, and you can look it up too, it's the root word from where we get the word doctor. So it's a Latin, and the root word docere means to teach. And so when we as doctors need to teach our people, not just the people that come in to our offices, but the potential people that could come in and get a benefit from how we can serve them. And so I believe that we need to teach in our practices, and we need to teach outside of our practices who we are and what we do. You can say that from a personal standpoint. You can say it from a profession standpoint, what chiropractors do. But when it comes to marketing your practice, you're attracting people to you. And one way to do that is simply teaching. And, when I think about this, and when you think about this first question here, what does your marketing do? When you look at it from the standpoint of what you've done in the past or what you're currently doing, what does your marketing do? Does it teach people? Does it teach people what you do and who you are? I would skip the fancy, let's just give people a history on chiropractic, because at the end of the day, it's really cool for us as chiropractors to go through that history. Some of the things are cool for other people, but we have to meet them where they are. People don't care. They don't care yet, at least. And so what does your marketing do? Does it teach them about who they are, about who they can be again, that they're not? Does it teach them to not lay down and live their life in a way where they're struggling, where they're giving up hope? Is your marketing message teaching them that you have a different way, that you have the possibility, the skill set, the wisdom, the expertise to help them gain their life back? So what does your marketing do? Hopefully it's attracting people to you based on what you have to offer, who you are. Two things: who you are in what you do. So think about that as you look into what your marketing currently is doing or what you want it to do. So second question is what could your marketing do? So it's two different questions. What does your marketing do? Because if it's an image of you adjusting someone, that's great. I mean, I think everybody should adjust people, but the more you get to know me, the more you feel you're going to understand that my advice, my recommendation is that you tell people from your heart, from who you are, from deep down, like who you are and what you do and why. And you do that in an authentic way, a raw way, a transparent way. So what does your marketing currently do? Hopefully it attracts people, but how does it do that? Or could it do something more? So what could your marketing do? Could it actually land on people and resonate with people and help them better understand the love and the service that you have to offer? Does your marketing tell people who you are, what you do? Does it give examples? Does it create skepticism? What could your marketing do? Could you help people overcome the skepticism that's in the marketplace? Could your marketing help people overcome the fact that somebody has tried a different chiropractor and it didn't work out? Because we all know that there's good and bad in every profession. So what does your marketing do, and what could your marketing do? So just because you're doing marketing doesn't mean that you've tried it, that it's what you've done. If it did work and then it quit working, it doesn't mean that it was a failure. It just, you may have the wrong message, and we'll get into that. So the next question I want to talk about is, are you proud of your marketing results? And if those still images or those videos or whatever you've done in the past, if they were getting results, and you're proud of them, did you expect them to last, or do you continue to expect them to last? So if that's the case, if you do, great. But be honest with yourself. Have you had moments in your life where you're like doing great and the marketing was just crushing it, and then all of a sudden things went south, and then you had to fire the agency and then hire a new one, and then you find yourself bouncing back and forth because you're dependent on somebody to help you design an image that captures you in an instant. But that image is great for a little while, but it doesn't, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words or something like that, but like, what does it really say? It's open to interpretation. So if you can interpret by using your voice, by using your words, your wisdom, your expertise, I think it speaks volumes louder. So if you're proud of your marketing results, if you don't expect them to last, it may be time for you to reevaluate your message and how you market yourself, because for the long term, there are ways to make sure that you are getting your message out in a way that you feel comfortable with and other people feel comfortable with you. So are you proud of your marketing message? When I ask this question, very few chiropractors are proud of what's being put out there on their behalf, or what they actually create and put out there. Now, they might be proud of it at first, but then 6 months go by, a year goes by, and if you ask, are you still proud of it? The answer a lot of times is no, because it didn't generate the response that they wished that it would have. So are you proud of your marketing message? Hopefully when you create content that you're proud of, and your community, your consumers, your potential patients respond to it in a way that you want, That's when you're proud of it, and that's when it's going to make you a positive ROI. That's when it's going to create the credibility that you want it to give you. That's when it's going to give you that status as a health leader in your community, as the go-to chiropractor and health advocate. So people, when someone is ready to take action, your name is at the top of the list of names or phone numbers to call. So think about that. Do you really care about leads? I doubt it. If you're like me, if you know my story at all, I hired and fired 8 agencies in 6 years. Do I really care about leads? I never did. I never got it when my marketing companies would do a call every week or once a month or whenever it was, and I was unhappy with the results. They would sit there and tell me that, look, we got you 50 leads this month, or we got you 100 leads, and I never cared. I always came back to say, I don't care about leads. I mean, marketers care about leads because they see that there's some sort of response to the marketing piece or of content that's put out. But as a doctor, as a person who wants to measure results, I care about butts in seats. I care about people that walk through the door and sit down in our reception area and fill out paperwork because they want to have an audience with me. They want a consultation. They want to go through the process of day 1 and day 2 to figure out what's wrong. That's all I care about. So do you really care about leads? I doubt it. And I think we're all past the lie or the statistic that leads matter. Leads maybe do tell you something. They tell you that people notice your ad, but it also is going to tell you that people notice it, but they pass on it because you don't matter, or your marketing piece doesn't matter enough to them for them to want to respond to it in a positive way. So that takes me to the next question is, do you understand your marketing model? And the best way to frame this for you is, I know you understand it from the standpoint of, you hold this shiny object up, which could be a $49 initial visit. It could be a $99 initial visit. It could be a $27 initial visit. It could be a $2 initial visit. Who cares? But you have this shiny object, and you have a piece of content that it's attached to. It could be a picture, an image with some fancy wording that was created on Canva. It could be a short video that you put together, and that video, you explain an offer. I've got this offer for you to come in and reduce resistance to come in. And so when you look at the standpoint of your marketing model in funnels terms, you have a funnel, and the top of it is a video or a piece of an image that has that offer attached. And then what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to get people attached to the bottom of it, which is your offer, and get them to accept your offer, pay the small fee, and there's no filter. That's the problem with traditional marketing models, is there's no filter. Now you can task your CA, your front desk, to reach out and call each lead and qualify them. Sometimes it's a waste of time. Sometimes it works. It's something that I've done in the past. It's something that I don't recommend. In that model, yes, we do reach out to our leads, but we don't do it that way. There's another step that I believe that's missing that I want to share with you. And again, the top of the funnel piece is going to be some sort of marketing message that is a shiny object. It's not you telling people who you are and what you do. It's just something that gets somebody's attention. And there's no way that you as the doctor can put out a piece of marketing material or content that gives someone your expertise or your knowledge, your wisdom in 1 or 2 minutes. It's just impossible. So all you can do is get their attention and ask them to take you up on your low ticket offer. So none of that is wrong, but there is a better way. And that's what I want to share with you as a different model, which I call the docere model. So this marketing model has 3 steps instead of 2. So when you go back to looking at that funnel, that you have a top and a bottom traditionally. And with the docere model, you have 3 pieces. You have a very thin layer top. So you'll see here where it says, let me do this. Right here, cold traffic, generate attention, and it says width focus. So width means obviously that's the widest point, and it's going to be a thin layer at the top. And our job here, word of mouth, other people's platforms if you can, meaning like you can get doctor referrals, medical doctor referrals, you can get personal injury attorneys to refer over, and then we could get some paid and maybe some organic growth through Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Just some examples. Again, this is the top of the funnel. It's almost like we laid this funnel on its side, so it's like that. So the top of the funnel is very broad, very wide, and it's very thin. Now, when we move to the middle of the funnel, and I want to explain this to where you understand this, when we move to the middle of the funnel, that's going to be our warm traffic. They've already warmed up to us here. They had to come through this part to get to there. So that means they're not cold anymore. They kind of are aware of who we are, aware of a little bit of what we do. And then what we're going to do is we're going to nurture the audience, and we're going to have a depth focus. So I want you to imagine this. Imagine having that funnel. The very top of it is very thin, short videos that expose people to who you are and what you do just a little bit. You give them just enough to hook them. But instead of hooking them from the top of the funnel to the bottom to your offer, what we want to do is we want to hook them to get them curious enough to where they want to learn more. So we use a learn more idea. So we're drawing curiosity, not trying to sell them a low ticket offer initially. So the top of the funnel again is a video to say, about neck pain, about back pain, about headaches, about whatever it is, gut health. It could be anything that you wanted to talk about. And it's going to draw them into learning more about how that's possible. What you do in depth could draw them into the middle of the funnel where there's like another video or lots of other videos if you want to create a YouTube channel and connect them to the right video to go into depth to where it's a longer video, whether it's 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, it doesn't matter. You can pour yourself out. You can exude your expertise and your confidence in who you are and what you do day in and day out in these videos. And again, mine tend to be 3 to 5 minutes long. I don't like to go long, but that's what the middle of the funnel is for. So again, you got this thin layer, and then you've got this middle part that's real deep. And then at the very bottom, that's where you've got your bottom of your funnel is where your offer sits. So the middle of the funnel will attach the offers. Top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, middle of the funnel attaches to the bottom, which is, it could be your low ticket offer. That's fine. $89, $59, $39, $27. Who cares? It needs to be competitive in your marketplace. There's ways to figure that out and create an offer. I can help you with that if you want that. But that's how the docere model that I use to generate a better outcome. Now, you might be wondering, okay, I get it, Dustin. That sounds fancy. It sounds like there's another step, but what does it do? So let's think about this. Anybody that sees your top of the funnel content will attach themselves to your offer. Anybody. What that means is anybody will come in and anybody will pay the $29, the $59, or whatever it is to sit in front of you and try to become a patient without qualification. So where the middle of the funnel, what it does and what it can do, what I use it for, is a filter. So all people come here. And then they pass through to here. And then they have to go through here to see if they're going to get there. Now, what's going to happen is some people, when they get to the top of the funnel, some people will say, nah, I don't want that. So they will go away. But most people will accept that. When they get to here, let's say you get 20 people that come into here. And I'm just saying maybe that's 10 and that's 10. Maybe 15 of them bounce because they don't feel like they qualify. They don't feel like they resonate with the middle of your funnel. But the 5 people that do are going to qualify because they resonate with you. And when they get to your offer, these are going to be your ideal people. Okay? This is where the magic happens. So you think of the middle of the funnel is where the depth is. That's where they draw nearer to you. They gain more rapport, excuse me, because you're saying things to them at the end of your content like, you know what, if you're looking for a one treatment wonder, this may not be the place for you. If you're looking for a magic wand, this is not for you. We only want to tell you the truth. We want to show you what's wrong, and we want to help you overcome your problem in reality, not some sort of, fantasy land. So if you're expecting a one treatment wonder, there's other places you can go that will take your money. They will gladly take it and trick you and make you believe that you can get better in one treatment, but not here, because we won't lie to you. I will only tell you the truth. So that's your transparency. It happens here in the middle of the funnel. People get to know you and believe you because you're being real with them. You could say things here, eliminate all kinds of objections. You could, if you take insurance, you could say something like, look, don't click the link and take me up on my offer if you only want what your insurance covers. Why am I saying this? Because there are some people that only want what their insurance covers, and they have this unrealistic belief that their insurance company cares about them and their health. Because you're lucky if your insurance company cares enough about you to honor the policy that they sold you. So don't be fooled to think that your insurance company is there to protect you. They sold you a product, and they're only going to live up to, hopefully, is honoring that contract with you. So why am I saying this? Because look, we accept insurance. And at some point, after I evaluate you and figure out what you need to get better, someone on my team will call your insurance company to find out exactly what they cover and exactly what they don't, and we will share that with you before you ever begin any type of treatment. So I only want to tell you exactly what you need. Nothing more, nothing less. But we're going to go over that with you, and you're going to have that decision to make. And I will tell you when that decision is happening. And if you don't feel comfortable, you can leave. I mean, you can talk about that as much as you want. But that's how I handle an objection with the insurance here. I don't have a video specifically for that, but I say stuff like this in my video because I've got longer to talk. I can't do that on a Facebook ad. I can't do that in the initial video. It's going to be too long. If I want to clear up like a no-show, like if I'm sick and tired of no-shows, I'm going to be like, look, don't click on this link unless you're serious about coming. Because we're going to reach out to you, and in order to give you this discount, normally this is $300. to do x-rays, to do an exam, and sit down with me and figure out your problem and come up with a report of findings and show you your x-rays and do, go over your insurance and what it covers and what it doesn't. Normally we charge $300 to $350 for that. The reason why we're doing this for $49 is because we're going to collect that up front and discount that to you. So don't sign up for, or don't take me up on my offer unless you plan on showing up. So, I mean, if that's something that I don't necessarily do, I can teach people to do that. So if you're currently suffering, and this is the thing, if you're currently suffering with some sort of problem that is consistent in your office, you can handle that right here. And it can be your filtering place. So if it's no-shows, if it's insurance, if it's poor quality of leads, if you need people to pay before they come, you can explain why you do that here. Now you need to be, the first part of the video or the content needs to say something like, here's who I am and here's what we do and here's some examples of people who have gotten better. There's all kinds of ways you can do that, but then at the very end, you can say things like that after you've gained some rapport, after you've picked up some trust, and after they've seen your expertise, and after they have this desire that they want to meet you and want to learn more about how they can possibly benefit from your service, then you can use this as a filter. So imagine attracting only the people through here to get to this bottom part of the funnel where they get your offer. The people that really, really want you, the people that really will show up, the people that don't want just what their insurance is going to cover, the people who are basically your ideal client, like the dream people that you want to work with. Sure, we talked about like all these leads that come in at the top of the funnel. Like we said, who cares? What you want is over here is you want butts and seats, and you don't want butts and seats that don't want to be there. You want butts and seats that are your ideal people. So I wanted to share this Docere model with you so you can see how I generate not only leads, but I filter those leads through my content, the other content that I make, the depth of the content, by creating videos. And it might sound like a hurdle for you, but what I've created also are simple ways where you can reduce the friction of, like, imagine, and just believe me when I tell you this, just throw out your skepticism, just throw it out there, because one conversation with me, I can help you overcome this. Imagine making 1 to 2 videos a week and it not be painful. There's no setup. We plan this, and then as soon as you sit down to make your marketing content, that video content, you turn yourself on for 5 minutes and then you turn yourself off right after that. There's no, what do I need to say? How perfect do I need to say it? All these things, like, I can get in your brain and rewire it to say, I need to do this. I need to make sure it's done and not perfect. And I know it's not going to take me very long to do it. So that's just my promise to you. So middle of the funnel, you may need 5, 10, 50 videos. I don't care. I have a lot. But over here in the top, I don't have very many, like maybe 4 to 5 or 6, depending on the niches that I'm trying to market in my practices. So by the time they get here, it's really simple. Another thing this middle of the funnel thing does before I wrap this up is imagine that the first touch point is here, top of the funnel. Imagine that they can have 5 or 10 touch points with you here. So when they go to sit in front of you here, that they're already going to feel like they know you. They're already going to feel like they want what you have to offer. They're already going to understand quite a bit of it, and they're going to basically explain to you why they need your care. And you're going to sit back and not have to sell so hard and do all the things that you've been trained to do to overcome the objections, because you did such a good job here. So imagine these videos that you make, that they do a lot of work for you that you don't have to do on the very end of the funnel. So I made a piece of video or content the other day. I'm not sure if you've seen it. If you need it, just respond to me some way and let me know. But it was how I generated $41,000 of revenue in 3 days, in a 3-day work week. And this is what I give it credit to, because those people that came in those 3 days, they had consumed so much of the middle of my funnel that by the time they got to the bottom of it, they were telling me why they need me. And how easy is it to sell somebody your care plan if they feel like they need you? Isn't that a great word? I mean, one of the things that we can do and we should do with chiropractic is to make it necessary for people, to make the care that they can get from a chiropractor, make it necessary, not something that's optional. It's not an alternative to medications. It is necessary for their health. So the way to do that, the way to get them here and know that it's necessary, is to get them to see you, and then get them to know you, and then get them in front of you. So I hope that makes sense. That's the docere model that I'm teaching clients, and that we're having wild success with. This type of marketing is not something where you have to fire yourself or fire an agency because you bring it in-house. You do it on your own. I make this so simple that your CA can do 99% of the work, and then all you have to do is put your phone in front of your face and read off the teleprompter exactly what you need to say, and then hand it back to them, and they'll edit it. We'll put it on Facebook or put it on YouTube or Instagram, and it'll be your marketing content. So if you want to learn more, or if you're already part of the inner circle, I hope this helped you understand how we can look at this from a bird's eye view and understand like what our job here is because this is the long game of marketing, meaning like your marketing is going to get better with time, and it's not going to age and get worse like it used to with the marketing agency's model. So anyways, I want to wrap that up. And again, if you have any desire to reach out and schedule a time where we can talk and chat and figure out what this docere model can do for you and how it can take your practice to another level, just reach out and I'll be happy to talk about it. Okay? That's all I got.